Welcome to the new channel. First of many projects is this 92 Volvo 940 GL. It's got the B230FB NA red block with a 531 head. So it's got a grand total of 131 brake horsepower. The motor knocks when it's cold until it warms up. You can pretty much watch the fuel gauge go down whilst you're driving it, but it is very, very comfortable. Oh, and it's got almost 200,000 miles. So now I'm going to go over the things that I found wrong with this thing and then fix them afterwards in a series of videos. Right, she's in. Definitely smells like the 90s in here now. Starts off strong and then just cleans less and less and less as it goes along. We'll just leave that there.
When I first got the car, there was an advisory on the last inspection paper for a leak from the rear differential. So obviously first thing I did was pull out this plug to check the level. No fluid came out, so I shoved the pinky in there, still couldn't feel anything, so I made an improvised dipstick just to check a bit further down into it, and yeah, the fluid was way low. So first thing I did was top it up with some Hypoid 85-90 I think it was, and until it runs out of there, then shoved the plug in. It is a bit noisy, but hopefully it's got a few more miles left in it. New exhaust from Polar Parts.
I was driving down the road and heard a crack, bang and a wallop, and the last one had just fallen off.
They do a kit, €140. You get from the cat onwards, the second half of the exhaust, the back half. Middle silencer, over axle pipe, rear silencer, and the tailpipe. And it comes with the clamps, the brackets, the rubbers, yeah, everything goes together really nicely. One thing I do have is really bad vibration when pulling away in first, especially if it's a bit of an enthusiastic start. It feels like really bad clutch judder, and sometimes I can almost hear like a knocking sound, rotational sort of knocking, bumping sound. Pretty sure it's this guy here. I don't know if you can see how cracked the rubber is. I mean, you can hear that as well. So that's what I can hear underneath me when I pull away. Sometimes you can see the fluid film. I mean, it looks as it did when I applied it. I'm sure if I got close enough, it would probably still smell like sheep as well. Sheep coats, sheep wool. The rubberized undercoating. And then you end up with, especially if there's any surface rust already, it will just carry on underneath. And it's even worse because then the moisture's trapped, it stays, and the rust just gets way out of hand. And you'll notice when you peel off that undercoating, yeah, as soon as this undercoating starts to crack and chip and the water gets behind it, it can look okay at the first point, and then you start to dig, the car could be rotten. But luckily this undercoating's still actually in really good shape. There was a couple of spots where I was able to peel it back. Here is one of them. There's only a tiny little crack, and then once you start digging, and then all this bit of an exhaust leak from this cat. Yeah, it's not hard to see why. We got some professional looking welds on that. Main thing is this, or one of the main things. You can see it's just hemorrhaging fluid. Looks worse than it is. The level hasn't really dropped much, but yeah, that definitely wants looking at. Did have an issue with the horns not working. Tried to remove those, and of course, well, you can see how that went. So instead, this side actually, the cable was long enough to re-route it from underneath where the airbox sits in the washer fluid tank. Cable was long enough just to throw it up here. Obviously for this one, needed to throw in some extra cabling. The reason why they'd stopped working was just corrosion on the terminals. So I just cleaned them up and now they seem to be working fine, and I think they should last a bit longer now up here, just away from all the salt and crud on the road. So now with the motor cool, I should be able to show you guys the piston slap I was talking about. Perfect. You see the difference now already? Much quieter. Something else I wanted to show you guys. This is really cool. So before OBD2, you had this earlier style of onboard diagnostics. Bleep, bloop, bleep, bloop, bleep, bloop, bleep. So basically, number 2 is codes for your fuel injection system. Number 6 is codes for the ignition system. So with the key on, the ignition on, we probe this little unit, press the button for more than 1 second, less than 3, and it gives us a code 111. So that means there's no faults in the system. 111 is no fault codes recorded. The interior is starting to show its age a bit. There's quite a lot of super glue keeping this door together. Well, door card. Mixed matched seats. The rear seats are different as well, but at the moment I've got it in van mode. The 20-year-old plastics, well, actually 30-year-old plastics, are starting to show their age. They are quite brittle. I don't really like to touch anything inside. I don't like to take anything off. But this door card's probably the worst. But with a couple of new door cards, I think it could look half decent. Sunroof will close, but it won't open on the switch. So it's all worth it in the end. one torque screw, T20, no, T10. There we go, there's the culprit. But overall not too bad. This side's mostly okay. I think the previous owner annoyed someone at some stage. A nice scratch down the whole side of the car. Who could key an old Volvo? Crazy. But yeah, there's some rough spots here and there. I think, to be honest, it could benefit from obviously those two panels replacing, and then a good polish, little touch up here and there. Obviously replace this part as well, either get these wheels resprayed or get some nice alloys for it. And yeah, I think it could look okay. It's a nice colour. It's green or blue, depending on how sunny it is. But yeah, with a polish, I think it will show up really nice. The arches are just starting to go. They're just starting to look a little bit crusty on the inside. Sills are good. You can see here. So I think it's important to jump on this before the rot starts to spread up, which it's already started to do there. It's already started to creep up. But yeah, if I can treat it under this lip, just give it a treatment, give it a spray, just before it starts to really starts to crawl up the wings, crawl up the arches. But the roof, I'm definitely not going to try and tackle that one. So yeah, just wanted to give you a taste of things to come. That's not mine. Show you around this old beast, show you the new workspace, and yeah, many more videos to come. Lots of jobs to do on this, and lots more old Volvos to buy and fix up.